This episode of the Devinwade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix the Devinwade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Dev Nasty.
What up? Welcome to another episode of the Devinwade Show. I am your host, Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Dangerous Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mama, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out. And we got a special guest, like we always do on this show. But before we get to the special guest, to the left of me.
It's your boy, Double, swimming pool. I'm here, pull up. Y'all know I pull up to the scene, Pop Out P. Go check out my new single. It's called Pop Out. They running it the fuck up. We in New York on the 31st. Big show up New York. Shout out to everybody up Shade 45. Y'all know the vibes, man. It's Double P.
I'm kind of mad that he said something about a pool and like he trying to take some of my shit and add it into
First off, hold on. First off, you gave up your shit.
I did, but that don't mean anybody else can use my shit.
Hey, you only said it was closed so you can reopen the park.
I can, but nobody else can talk about a park here, okay? That's out of here. But y'all already know it's your girl Walesca D, the fashionista. Y'all already know. I just be feeling this, I take it personal.
Is there anything involving water?
That's, nostalgia for me.
Right.
You know
but we never said, but even the whole time you used to mention the park and everything that was spectacular, we never said like we didn't like water parks.
No, you didn't.
You know what I mean? So a swimming pool.
Now you're trying to put it in your, there is a swimming pool in a water park.
You right.
You get what I'm saying?
You
so
right.
Don't be trying to steal my shit.
All right.
I take it personal here.
We're going to put some respect on all the aqua shit. Everything is moist.
Anything aqua, let's just not do
anything damp.
Anything wet, period.
Okay.
Moist.
Okay, well, you heard that from the non-Wally Water Kingdom, Walesca D. And, of course, we always got our nasty girls in the building. You see Monica Mulatto, the mixed with the big blood.
My favorite girl in the entire world.
And our guest today, I don't even know how to describe this person. She's a dance phenom, instructor, a scientist, a dance doctor, a twerkologist. What we find out if you're a twerkologist this episode, you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
You know what I mean? Because you know how our shows go out. But we have none other than CG Carr in the building.
Hey, y'all. Twerkologist. I seen that. I said, listen, here we go.
You already know.
CJ.
I like my intro, though. Thank you.
All right. We got the best intros on here, man. But what's going on with everybody today, yo?
Man, listen, I need to know from her. It's crazy out here today. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted to ask y'all something right off the gate today. Because I seen some shit, right? And it was like females, so I'm glad the ladies is here. It was some females talking shit, like, right? Like, men can't be like, kind of like, almost like, friendly with each other and supportive with each other. And like, they, you know what they said? They said that they starting to see men doing, having too much bromance, being bromanic. These are the words they used. And I was like, so I can't check on my dog. I'm like, it's like they want us hard all the time.
I mean, they want us hard all the time.
And don't get me wrong, we gonna be hard at that all the time. But
on your day-to-day.
Yeah, I just feel like, and don't get me wrong, there's probably some joking shit and playing shit and talking shit, and that's all good and dandy. But I just feel like on real type time, sometimes they make us feel like, we gotta be just
that is a trick from them because they get jealous. My girl does that. You know what I'm saying? Girls get jealous whenever a dude is like talking to their friends too much on the phone or off doing stuff with their boys. So they'll start saying dumb shit like, "Oh, who's that? Your boyfriend on the phone?" or something dumb like that.
When it be OD, yes. Because there are times when it OD, I'm going to give you a prime example. Right. So my cousin Josh, shout out to Josh, right? And my ex were very, very close. To the point where I was just like, I mean, not the kind of violate in a way to say like
You violated it. You violated it.
each other, but like
Come
what is
on.
going on? Like
You can't ask the
like,
homie that,
yo,
man.
every
You
time-
violated.
Yo, listen, every time I was on break at work, you know, you call your man, you know, check. He with him.
See, that's yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Because, like, sometimes you want to call your friend, because, you know, Josh is, like, my best friend, too. You want to call your best friend on break, and maybe, but your best
Listen.
friend's with your man, so if you call your man's with your best friend. You
Yo.
call your best friend's with
Yo,
your man.
listen.
You're shit out of luck. You
Listen.
can't call nobody.
I know some niggas gonna be mad at me because niggas want a lot of niggas like us with the hard
Which is cool.
stereotype. Like, nah, we hard all the time. We don't cry, we don't bend, we don't fold. But let me tell you something, like the same way like you talk to your girl when your girl go through that bad breakup and she crying, she like, boo, I thought we was gonna get married. And you there and you like, babe, you gonna be good, you're gonna be fine. Niggas break too.
No, we know
Niggas
that.
break. I remember being in a joint. I remember I was young and I seen a grown man over like his shorty, a relationship with a shorty. I'm talking about this nigga used to ball every night. And I felt bad for him. I was trying to be like a consultant. I was there like
Not a consultant.
I was there like, you know, he used to spark up a little weed with me, so shout out to the weed, because I came there for that too. But I was like, I was there like, nigga, I was like, you gonna be good? Like, nah, let it out. Like, I was letting you know.
Let it out so you could keep on smoking.
Nah, I really felt bad for him. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to say about the
But-
bromance shit. Like, y'all females can't be coming
I
at
don't
us
even
like
listen.
that.
I don't think it's just about like
Let us-
bad or sad times.
Yeah.
It's just a simple fact.
Right.
You want to know
Yeah.
something?
What happened?
Niggas can't be their full self with their girl.
That's
That's
no,
a lie.
that's not true.
That's not true.
That's
Yo,
not true.
it's
That's
true.
not true.
Yo, it's true.
That's
Yo.
not true.
Yo,
It's because their true self is gay.
And I think, hey Dev, and I think it's how we word things. And I think it's how we word things, because if I come home and I say, me and Dev just went and got something to eat, you ain't tripping. But if I come home and say,
I am tripping.
well, you,
Idiot.
that's because you always fucking
hold on,
tripping.
hold on,
But
Porta.
look,
Can we
that's why,
freeze
that's
it?
why I agree with Dev and the girl
If
thing,
I
the
come
attention
home,
thing.
listen,
It's a jealousy thing.
it's how things are put in a lot of situations, because and how things are done. Because if I come home and I say, and she was like, where was you at? And I'd be like, I took Dev out to dinner.
Yeah, you know, you got to
But
word it a little
delivery-
different.
No,
the
so that's
That's
a
what I'm
delivery.
saying.
But bro,
But
no
what's
matter.
wrong? What's the difference?
No, but even if you worded it like, yo, we went and got something to eat.
I treated my homie to dinner.
No, your girl is gonna be like, so you went and ate without me?
It's
Oh,
not-
you went
no,
to eat with
no.
him?
No.
Yes,
No.
It's just
y'all
gotta
do.
be a
Let me tell you
balance.
what,
It's
yeah,
gotta
it's
be a
definitely
balance. Yes.
right? But I think it comes with maturity, you know, and it depends. Like, I have friends that I hang out with, I go out to dinner. So I think
Babe,
it comes
Wally
with,
said you're
no,
immature.
Connie, I love you. That's not the case.
Don't do her like that.
Honestly, Connie, I blame Dad for a lot of things. The way you act sometimes towards it, I blame him. So, you know, I got your back.
So, all right.
But hold on. But what I would say, look at Dad's face.
Dev's like, where the conversations are being said without me?
We're not gonna shift it on Dev today. We're not gonna shift it on Dev. But what I would say is, like she said, it has to be a balance, right? But I think ultimately, when you have a life outside of your relationship, that's why I always think it's helpful to have. Dev has his friends, I have my friends, and we kind of do our own thing. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you're hanging out with somebody, I'm not really gonna feel away. But if I only hang with you and you go hang with someone else, that's when that jealousy or they feeling away comes into play, right?
Or if
Yeah.
you're doing too
Can I
much
tell
of
y'all
it.
something?
If
Right.
you're doing too much of it. Like if
But
I'm
what's
sitting
too
next to
much?
so if you're with them every day and I have to pause when I'm calling you because you're with them because I can't really talk about private stuff, or if I'm next to you
I agree.
and you giggling looking in a men's fellowship group chat, like I want to know what's going on because
Right.
you laughing a little too much.
Yeah, that's true. I want to remind y'all something real quick. There's something out there we call CP time. You know what that means? That means colored people time. But in our show, it's not colored people time. It's white woman time. Shout out to Angelina. She is here.
Shout out Misadventures, man.
CP, here's
She
you
looks
talking.
good though.
Cool.
She
Amazing.
She changed it. It's
looks
Caucasian
amazing.
people time now.
Right.
CP Caucasian people time now. And,
Had a
and
little
yeah, she got her,
swirl.
and she came with the outfit, y'all. So y'all already
And
see what it
stunting
is. You
for
know
the
what I'm saying?
chat.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yo, no, but listen, I want to ask y'all real quick while we here, right? So y'all telling me, right? If you, let's say you with, you know, you got a guy, right? You with this guy, and his friend is the guy that's having a severe breakup, right? Bad breakup. And to the point where he wants your man to come over and stay for a while, like maybe like a week, maybe a couple days.
Huh?
The breakup is that bad where the nigga lonely and he want his homie to come chill, play the crib. You never know. Like he could be getting like suicidal thoughts. I'm trying to paint a real picture.
Hold on, but she's still there. She's there. So hold on, him.
No,
and
she's
No, she
gone.
left.
No, they broke up.
He's single.
They
He's
broke
single,
up.
He's heartbroken.
Before we answer it, are you going, Porta?
He's heartbroken, and he wants to know if the guy that's in the good relationship, I'm good in my relationship. Whether it was me and C or me and Wally, we're good. I'm just telling you, hey, my homie is going through some
he
shit.
needs my support.
I think I need to go over there for like a couple days and be with him.
I couldn't.
Is that bromantic?
Nah,
Is that too bromantic?
No, that's out of line.
That's a reach.
Are you going, Porta? Are you gonna go?
Are you gonna have to
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I can't answer that right away because I painted this picture for a real reason.
Yeah.
We really are we saying like the guy who's by himself that's
You're the
going
one
through the
saying
break?
it. I don't know.
Hold on, no, I'm asking y'all. Relax, slow down. Relax. That's my. We gonna call her Monica Mile a minute mulatto. But listen, all I'm saying is if the dude really in the house who asking for his man to come over and support, I'm just saying we got to kind of like carefully think about his situation. This his homie who just went through a real life situation and he just taking
this
it
is
hard.
this is real.
understand.
I had to get up before for one of my homies. Something was going on middle of the night. I know it looked crazy,
Right.
but I had to go run around where he was. And I know to my girl it was kind of like, you know what I mean?
doing,
Like,
right?
nigga, like, look what time it is. It's like 2:30 in the morning. But at the end of the day, my real homies, I'm gonna just handle that argument with my girl.
Right.
I'm going to go and do that.
Right.
I don't know if I can do the whole
couple days.
couple days. I do understand that emotional things can be so serious where
Right.
you be like, somebody out the crew be like, yo, somebody need to go slide
week-
over to bro crib.
But that's what I'm
A
saying.
week is
How about
long though.
but
A week is long.
But how about this, right? How about bring him to the crib? Like have him come to our crib so we can give him that good energy and make him feel a little bit better. Like
But he might not rock
It's more
with you like
realistic.
that.
It's more realistic. I think that they don't want to get out of bed. You know,
Yeah,
like they're not really.
so
Gonna...
think about this. It don't have to be a girl thing because y'all might not be taking, even though everybody in this room has gone through a breakup at some point that had them feeling like they was about to jump off a bridge.
No,
I don't give a fuck
absolutely.
who you are, right?
Absolutely.
Let's make it like somebody died in his family. He's sad, he down, he fucked up. His mom passed, anything. And he really over there going through it, and your man say, I need to go kick it
I
over there.
wouldn't mind
for
a couple days. I
Okay,
wouldn't.
okay.
What I'm saying
Is
is
when
it
you
a time?
when you put it in a different perspective, it makes
Even
you.
if he was going through the breakup, I think that I could still sympathize with him.
I'm just saying, if you know, and don't get me wrong. Again, I know people just joking, putting titles on shit. We just talking entertainment, mixing it with some real life. But I'm just saying, if you really gonna call like whatever men checking up on men, or me checking on my homie, or me comforting my homie, saying, "Yo, listen," because again, I do really feel as though for a long time, like men, we've been put in this position where like just everything is hardcore with us. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't cry. You have no feelings. You supposed to be the nigga, you could get through anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? On your own, nigga. Stand up and fight, nigga. Like, and I feel for a long time it's been that, and that's really like some like kind of like fake. It's fictitious.
But not
It's
about
not real
being
life.
fake. I think sometimes we want men to be vulnerable at some point and be very transparent and
We don't know
I
what
feel
we
like-
want.
Well,
We don't know what we want.
Y'all might not know what y'all want, but when you
Because if
come
it's
to
too-
an
at what
aha
point-
moment, when you get to the 30s in
Yeah.
your life,
No, not
right?
age-wise. I'm saying at what point is it too much vulnerability? Like
Well, no,
he's too soft.
I mean, there's no such thing as too much vulnerability. I feel like there's a thin line between like letting someone express themselves because it's like I can't measure what too much vulnerability is to somebody.
Hold on,
What
you
about
can't.
it?
No. Listen, if your man, I'm telling
What
you,
if he
Wally,
physically
if you-
cries
if you're
about,
with
like,
a man
everything?
and he's as emotional as you are, equally, you cannot deal
I
with
don't
it.
like
No,
that.
Well, no, but what I'm
that's different
saying
than
is,
vulnerable.
that's emotional. Vulnerability is just like expressing yourself of how you feel or something you're going through. You're really expressing that emotion rather than just crying and being that emotional. Because y'all don't really have that. What's the thing called when? I don't want to say. I say with women we can be emotional, but we have like different.
Dramatic.
We'll be hormonal, right? But men, y'all don't really go through those hormonal phases.
it's not that. But what we're saying is when a man complains too much, right?
But that's a
women,
nagger.
But women don't like that. But his complaints could be valid. He could just be telling you real things because niggas go through so much
Y'all
shit.
do.
You
Y'all don't wanna
can't
share
complain
it,
at your job. You can't complain about what's going on in the hood, what's
Right.
going on with your family. You know, when we talk about the man being the provider, whatever the case
Right,
may
right,
be,
right.
even the idea of that is a lot of pressure on
Absolutely.
certain people, and everybody's not going to be a top earner and stuff like that. Some
Right.
people do not have the capability to do that.
Right.
Or else everybody would be in that position. So it's so much pressure on niggas. But the one thing that women do want from you to a certain point, mostly, is to shut the fuck up and keep going.
No,
I'm telling you.
No,
Because as soon, listen,
I think it depends. I think it depends on the individual, right? I don't think. I wouldn't say that I'm gonna tell somebody shut the fuck up and keep it doing.
you're not going to tell them that.
But what I would share is be like, okay, what can we do to figure it out?
Right.
Like, because at this point, like, if you can't create a solution, we have to come together to create a resolution at this point.
Agreed.
And I feel like if you're not bringing nothing to the table, or you can't help him provide some type of solution, then you shouldn't even be telling him to shut the fuck up.
You know what I've learned about me, right? Because I could be like, I think I could be, I'm a big-hearted individual. I think the people that know me know that, right? And I think sometimes I've been kind of like, because I've been to a point where like I've almost like been emotional in a situation, you know. And for me, I don't think, for me it was different because I think, you know, we different creatures. And I think sometimes like it is kind of like a little, you know, even with y'all. We don't understand y'all fully.
Right.
You say it all the time. Y'all not women.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get that. I understand that. So, but I feel the same way vice versa. Like we men, you know, and it's been times where like I've almost became emotional, you know, and kind of like a tear almost fell over a certain situation, right? Because I might have wanted a certain situation to really like work out because of how I cared for a person and how I knew what I was going to do for a person.
Right.
But a lot of them times when I feel like men, I know when we get like that, I feel like that's really like, it's not like a emotional thing where you crying because you begging or you want to, you really, it's like a thing where like you hurt and it's almost time to go.
It's
Right.
frustration.
Every situation,
Yeah.
It's frustration, bro.
Every situation I've been in where like I've almost like damn near shed a tear in the situation, the next step was me ending it.
Yeah.
Nah,
When I can really think
I
of
can
them.
almost shed a tear wanting to kill somebody.
Right. Because they're
Like I can't get
frustrated.
to them.
Right.
And it's because,
Right.
but
Like,
it's,
for real.
and it's only because, think about it. It's only because, right? You as a woman, right? You know how it is and how easily you can be a different woman.
Right.
You know how easy out here men could just bark up your tree every day, all day. So when you take the sacrifice and you make the risk and you take the risk in these certain situations and you make the sacrifice to be super loyal, beyond loyal, caring, just everything a partner is supposed to be, right?
Right.
I just feel like, you know, you're gonna kind of like be hurt to a certain extent in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like as far as like emotions and getting to that, I get it. We don't want, because me personally, I feel like it's only so much we gonna show a woman
Right.
when it comes to
but
That's the
vulnerability.
problem.
Right.
That's the problem sometimes because y'all are
Well,
holding
no, that
it
kind of
all
goes
in.
with I can't be your
But it's
everything.
because of what the society has designed a man to supposedly be, quote unquote.
Right.
And we're always in fear of the woman who's gonna push that narrative. When
Right.
we do try to be honest and say, yo, listen, I'm hurt, I'm fucked up.
And when
man. I
y'all
don't
break
know-
up, and the love is gone, that's when they really be like, this bitch ass nigga was crying. Yes, because listen, women will say anything about
Absolutely.
a nigga when the relationship is over. Everything get amped up.
But
So
I feel
don't-
like we do that vice versa though. Like y'all do that with us too. Like
Yeah.
but she really wasn't throwing it back like that. Like it was the pussy was really trash.
I don't.
Whatever.
I don't.
Men do
Listen,
say
I've never,
that, though.
listen,
You probably never said
I'm
it.
gonna keep it real. I've never heard a nigga say that they girl that they was with coochie used to be trash.
Only way
I
you'll
never
hear me,
heard that.
only way you'll hear me talking like that for real, is if it was a situation where it was like one of them one night stands, a fling type shit where I really don't know the person. Because
Right.
for real, in all actuality, if you dating somebody and you kind of like, this my thing, this how I feel, right? If I dated you and I once say that I loved you and it just didn't work out and it wasn't like no crazy wild violations, I'll never hate you.
But you know what y'all use loosely? Crazy. Like when we're all crazy. You don't talk about anything that you did to make us react that way. So
No. Y'all are crazy.
Y'all use crazy loosely.
I'm going to stand on that.
You know what it is? Is like, just imagine a person, right? And I'm going to put it in perspective for you. Just imagine a person really getting to you. You ever heard this saying that was like, this person got me out of character?
Yeah.
Right? Men do that to women a lot.
I can see
and
that.
that's where you get the crazy, right? Because now y'all triggering us to do something way out of than what we normally do. Like y'all used to us coming home, loving on you and all that. Then now our arguments are getting louder and louder and louder. And then at this point, the arguments are so loud. Like now we're like, oh my God.
Now we're crazy.
And then they're like, oh, you're crazy.
Like, now we crazy, right?
But you don't look at what triggered us.
Exactly.
You look at the reaction.
No. How I know that y'all are crazy is it's very simple. Women can't even fuck with each other. Women, the way women are, you hear a lot of women say like, I don't fuck with bitches like that. It's just true because what they can't even deal with each other when they try to do businesses together. A lot of times, the way that they clash, and it's always due to they both think the other one is what? Crazy. It's always like that. So y'all emotional imbalance, and y'all got a lot.
Men can't do business
but y'all
either.
got a lot of
some
valid
solutions
But
in there.
I understand that though, the emotional imbalance, because as we know, right, we are emotional creatures, right? Our hormones are constantly going up and down, especially we get a cycle every month. So sometimes, like, we can't. There's statistics out there that say like during certain times of your cycle, you shouldn't even be taking meetings. You shouldn't be hosting meetings.
Let me ask you
I'm
something.
glad you said
Can I ask
meetings
something?
because I thought you was going to cut it short. I thought you said during the cycle you wasn't supposed to be taking meat.
Yeah,
But-
we run
I was
red
like,
lights
what?
out there.
That's when the time you're supposed to. That's the time you're supposed to.
But right, because you ain't gonna get pregnant.
Shout out to Mulatto.
But we're not gonna get into that.
No.
But essentially, we are complex creatures.
Well, can I ask you this? It's a complex creature question. When y'all use stuff like your period as an excuse, why y'all never?
Damn.
Why,
It's
It's not an excuse.
Wait.
Reword it.
There's statistics, and you can go look up the science. Our brains are actually different than you guys. Our
Absolutely.
brains are firing 30 times faster. That's why we're better at multitasking. And like, it's totally science. Like, we are different creatures than you, and we can see things that you guys can't see because we are more in tune.
Intuition.
Okay, so I want to know why y'all not in tune with this.
What?
Why the fuck when you on your period you ain't snap on your motherfucking boss like that earlier that day? Why is it that conveniently you can leave work, since it's all out of your control, the dude that cuts your check at work, you don't boss up on him. Y'all wait till y'all go home and then have that attitude with your man. But you ain't at work telling a nigga, I'm on my period, nigga, get the fuck out my face. So it's selective. Because if you
it's
can
more
do
personal.
but
It's
what
a
I'm saying is,
personal thing.
if you could do it when your boss is on some bullshit at work and when you know where to behave, you know where to do it at. Women know where to do it. They don't do it in the place that's going to fuck up that bag.
You know why we can't do it in the workplace?
But I think that's
because
why.
it's not respected in the workplace. Now, if you go now in companies such as the company I work for, thankfully I work for the most amazing company in the entire world, we do acknowledge like, okay, you know what? Today I'm going to clear. Like, I can't host this meeting. I can't even have this conversation with you. Let's reschedule this meeting another day because why? I'm gonna snap.
And it used to not be able to be even talked about. It used to be like an icky thing. It's a sensitive.
This still is in my favor of this question because
I understand.
Because you're finding a way to civilly go about it when the nigga holds your pay stub.
Right.
But the nigga that work his ass off at the house and would jump in front of a bullet for you, fuck that 100,000 a year.
Right. That's true.
The nigga die for you.
Right.
The nigga will do it. Your boss not going to get shot for you.
Well, no, but let me tell you something. That all goes down to the woman. Right?
Okay.
You gotta understand and know where you at in the phase of your whole cycle. Okay, and that's something I just learned within the past couple years.
And what not to cut you off, but what I want to throw in there real quick just to help you build, like, because I feel it's a true thing. But like in the job shit, I just feel like we've been trained to kind of like when it comes to like jobs, and this is how we live, this is how we pay bills. So it's like I feel like we've been almost kind of like programmed where like we don't go against, you don't snap on no supervisors and stuff like that. But then at the same time, I feel Dev though, like when you going through something, if you'll snap on your nigga, who the main nigga in the household that's holding the whole house.
But does he know that I'm on my period? I feel like
I'm just saying, but Dev just said, would you even let him know? Dev
But
just said, would you even...
But this is where I'm trying, the point that I'm trying to make. As the woman, she has to understand the phase that she's in. So I know, like, I'll let my man know. Like, listen, right now, like,
Leave me alone.
I'm not trying to snap on you. It's nothing against you right now. I'm just going through my emotions.
And he's gonna know if we're living together.
Just let me know. But then there's certain women that just don't know how to control that, which is okay. Because right now, as we know, as women, right now, our history in regards to like this type of information is really starting to be more prevalent. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
You should read the book, The Confidence Code. It's like all the science of the female brain. It's pretty interesting.
I appreciate that, Angelina. But
Hey!
but as we know,
shout out to the ladies.
what we've learned in our past from women and our anatomy and our cycles and stuff were all written by men. Now there's so many things that's changed, so many things that evolved. Now you have women really writing history for women. So I think now it's a learning curve, and for women, for us to understand when we're in these relationships, like I'm not saying it's okay that your girl should be snapping on you. Like I don't think that's healthy.
My girl can't snap on me.
But like my thing is just like, and I totally understand where you're coming from as a man, because like you not slapping at your boss, but you bringing that work shit home. Like that's not fair. That's not fair to you.
But I've seen that in the history of just like men and women, that people in general kind of pick their battles and know where they could do certain things. And I just know that in my head, my girl better snap and lose her job before she come home talking to me crazy.
Right.
That's a fact. You better off doing it with that nigga. Don't do it with the person that, you know, gonna provide and do all of that. Because I've seen so many people in relationships where they gotta like walk on eggshells. And it all comes back to what Porter originally said. When we talk about men, see, you talked about that learning curve.
Yeah.
With men, there is no learning curve. That's why he's on the phone talking to his homie all day. That's why that's a retreat, because he don't gotta worry about, I worded this wrong. Because you know, if we say something to y'all, word it wrong, you won't say it right then.
We'll hold it.
Later on, like this shit is going on in a couple days.
Because it builds.
Just like the other day when you said that shit's been festering in your minds, and you know y'all have done. Wally, you can't say you never done it before.
No, I'm not saying I've never done it, but what it's funny why I'm thinking about it when you're saying it, because I'm like, sometimes I don't respond in the beginning because I have to think about what I'm going to say.
I got that.
Because sometimes I might react off of some bullshit. Like, why the fuck did I just
And we try not to snap.
Yeah,
we try not to snap.
You don't
try to snap on your regular male friends, because you snap on me at will.
Well, because
fuck out of here, nigga.
Is it ever worse, Wally? Like after you process it, is it ever worse reaction?
Sometimes,
because it like festered.
Sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. So I guess it depends. Like if it's something that was petty, and I'll go to a friend like, yo, am I being petty?
And then when they encourage you,
my friends, they hold me accountable, right or wrong. My friend, shout out to Kayla, my makeup artist, she's the best. But like I make sure my friends hold me accountable. I'm like, listen, am I like ODing right now? And some of my friends be like, Wally, like, you're a little emotional, just like and then they'll kind of like support the man, right? Or sometimes if he's wrong, whatever.
Right.
But like, that's why I try not to respond in the moment, Dev, because it could be an emotional response. And then then that's when we go back to the conversation, she's crazy.
Right, but what happens when we respond later is because you do it again.
Right,
And it
triggers
triggers it, because I'm like, he just did this last week, and I ignored it, and here you go again, and I just let you slide with it. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
But
what it
the
is.
crazy part is, as a man, if you point out something you don't like it immediately, it could be taken as nagging. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, like, listen, I'm trying to be instantly telling you what it is.
Right.
Because even as homies, that's how we supposed to be. If Porter do something I don't like, I'm supposed to tell him right then, oh, bro, I ain't like that,
We built
because what happens is a resentment can build if I'm not telling him something he don't even know no better.
And you get
know what I'm saying?
annoyed.
Communication.
And he don't even know.
Y'all know that's my favorite word,
Right,
communication.
but the thing is
key.
like Porter don't even know why you getting irritated with him because you never acknowledged it.
Well, me and Dev gonna get it right because we bromantic. we in a bromance.
That's the problem.
But listen, all right,
you have any issues, you hit me
Connie,
up, okay?
Connie know the vibe. We all one big family, Connie. Like you know the vibes.
I know it can get annoying because Porter can talk for hours.
Listen, can we get into an etiquette?
Just get into one.
Can we get into etiquette? All right, listen.
Let's get in one.
I got an etiquette, right? And since we got my homie here, first and foremost, shout to CG Car, man. We got one of South Jersey's legends, finest. I've been in the game over 10 years now. And CG was one of the first dope females that I came across in the game. They was doing A Game magazine. She was doing editorial for them, a bunch of other stuff. She never let up. She's still like now doing shit, obviously. And I just want to give you flowers while you right
Thank
here,
you, Porter.
and shout you out because I don't think enough light get here on South Jersey.
Right.
You know, we got to build our own shit like the Devinwade Show. So,
that's right.
with that being said, I want to get into an etiquette, right? I be in the gym a lot. I've been in the gym a lot. You can tell by my guns, right? I've been in the gym, right?
What gun?
Listen,
Take your shirt off.
you don't really want me to do that. You don't really. Hold on. I ain't gonna take it off because I ain't gonna get my tan yet, and I'm under this bitch still looking like Casper the Ghost. But
Summertime is upon us.
trust and believe it's coming off, and I'm doing the little shorts too, where my knees out, nigga. What's up? Like, yeah.
Oh, you doing the 5-inch joint?
Yeah, let's find a
okay.
beach. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, fine. Yeah, you know what I mean. But listen, anyway, we ain't getting into that right now. That's swimming pool piece shit. But I want to get into right. I want to ask y'all, the ladies. You work out, right? Mm-hmm. I know CG, you work out. Mm-hmm. Have you guys been in gyms, like public gyms?
Yeah.
Right.
Are y'all butterball butt naked in there, just drying up at wild reckless like is it a lot of pussy out? Let's just be honest and
I guess
blunt.
it depends on the person.
And the gym.
In the gym, I think I've been in a few gyms where, like, you know, women will just have their towel on. You have some women that just walk naked,
Right.
But they're not walking around. So, like, you got to think about it. You walk in, you have like your sinks and stuff, and then you got your locker, so it's a little bit more further back. But I feel like
hold on. We gotta get every part here. So you saying what's more for the back?
The shower area.
The shower area and
is
the
more
lockers
for like
are-
what? Getting naked? Is that what you're telling me?
No. What I'm saying, I'm just giving you what the layout looks like.
Right.
So when women are going to shower, a lot of them like to cover themselves. I think it's a little bit different for women because
Right.
we're very self-conscious when it comes to our body. You might have a few women that would walk around just with
Naked.
You'll be naked.
Actually, listen.
You'll be naked.
That's at Planet Fitness, the no judge zone. That's where they be naked.
All right, listen, y'all be naked.
Would I
No.
be naked?
Yeah,
no.
y'all be
I don't-
naked. Y'all
no.
be
I'm
naked.
very
Angelina, you be naked.
So if you walk in the gym area, right?
It's rude even if you like have a nice body because that's even ruder if they're at the gym. Like,
Yeah.
So I want to ask y'all real quick. So real quick, if you walk in the gym, right? You're not in the shower area. You're in the locker room area, the first area you walk into, where you
Right.
sit down. You supposed to just put your shit in your locker. I guess getting your undergarments.
Yeah.
Go handle your handle, right? If you in that area and a woman. When you walk in there, a woman is sitting on her bench and she has her leg cocked up like this, drying her pussy and her legs and everything.
No.
Yeah,
Pussy
that's,
all,
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
and would
That's
you
a violation.
would you feel away?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because today, no. Cool. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure, right? Because today, my gym etiquette is this. As a man, right? And we talked about this before. We talked about this because a girl had a little joke online for me when I remember we put it out, and the girl online on Facebook or something, she was like, "Well, Rich, why you looking?" And I was like, "Nah, I ain't look. Like I ain't know what the fuck was coming." And I
Right.
watch all of my motherfucking surroundings at all times.
Right.
That's just the type of guy I am. But when I walk into the gym sometimes, in these male gyms, I feel it's like, again, it's the etiquette expert. I'm not here to cause no rah-rah. I'm here so we can get all this shit right.
Yeah.
I know it's communities out here, different communities, right? I'm trying to figure out how we can respectfully coexist.
I don't think the bull was probably from a different community.
No. Well, whatever he was.
He was
listen,
most likely
wait,
old
I'll
and
tell you,
white.
it ain't one situation. I'm gonna name the one situation that kind of sparked this, but it's multiple situations. I always be in the man locker room when I'm walking in the motherfucking gym, right?
They know when Porter comes to the gym.
No, it ain't none of that. It's just that I'm staying there. I'm pull up P, I'm push up P. I'm always there. But my thing is this, right? I've seen males in there, like the shower room way the fuck back there. if I come out the shower room, I'm coming out like with a towel and everything, right? Because I spent a lot of time in prison where males had to live together. And it was a certain way we lived, right? Respectfully, right? As men, right? And I feel like in the locker room, in the gym shit, that's a place for us to share, bro. It ain't just yours. It's for us to share. I pay a membership too, nigga, right? So my thing is when I'm in the locker room where I'm supposed to be like just slipping my sneaks on, you know, I put my drawers on in the shower. I dried up and put my towel, my flip-flops, all that shit was, all that shit was back there with me.
Yeah.
So when I'm up here,
What did he do?
It's multiple situations. This one situation that just sparked this was when I came in. Mind you, the nigga wasn't even naked, right? And I don't even trip about drawers and all that shit, cause I ain't no homophobic guy. I've been in jail. I've been around niggas and they dreets, all that. But when you start dropping dreets, nigga, like, get dressed, nigga, put a towel on something. But anyway, I seen a guy when I came into the gym. He was on like, this was when I was leaving the gym. Right? Cause when I leave the gym, I go to the bathroom first to wash my hands and all that shit. So I dropped my bag, and when I came out from washing my hands and shit, he was in one spot. Then when I came out, you know, I left my bag and went there to wash my hands. When I came out, he was drying up by my bag. Like, and the nigga just had on like these little ass drawers. Like, and it's multiple situations where
when
dudes...
you say, by your bag, was he over top of your bag?
He was by my bag where when I went to take my bag, I took it with an attitude. Nigga, my fucking bag, man. Fuck you over here for
Would you be able to do a nude beach? Would you be able to handle that? Like a nude beach?
I mean, if I'm with my woman and we knew
that really
our
makes a
business,
difference?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. That's a whole different
because
joint.
you're not
maybe.
gonna be with a bunch of niggas at a nude beach nude.
But again, a nude beach, if I go to a
crazy.
nude beach, I know people gonna be nude. That's something totally different.
Like you're
the
aware.
gym, you don't expect to go to the gym where you just supposed to be drying up, right? Changing your clothes, and niggas is walking through there meats and nuts swinging.
I've only
with
seen
their towel over their shoulder.
I've only seen mostly older white dudes are in the gym for whatever reason, just dick out. Just
so
dick out.
Right.
It ain't just the older niggas.
But it be white dudes with that I see.
It ain't just the older guys.
Just walking around like
these young guys is getting loose.
Know what it's like? It's like you ever walk in a bathroom like at the movie theater and a nigga taking a piss standing up, but his pants is around his ankles, yo.
Listen, again, it's crazy that Wally said, no, y'all know we different. As women, I think it'd be different. No, as women, I would have thought it would have been more okay. Because y'all the ones that have a sleepover, everybody in they drawers, and we know it ain't no violation. We just chilling, we all homies. Yeah. Niggas don't even do that. So it's like, what makes you think you can get
comfortable to do that?
What makes you think What makes you feel comfortable walking around butterball naked?
Let me ask you,
these strong ass niggas.
Was these people black? Were they black?
No, he looked at Latino. He looked like he could have been either Latino, white. I keep it 100. You know I keep it 100. Like he could have been one of mine. And I was like, nigga, like you got nah, get away from my bag. Like I just feel like let's put some respect on things. That's an etiquette for everybody, right? The gym is for everybody. Everybody pay a membership. Be mindful, man.
Don't dangle your dick near people's bags.
Don't be in the gym like it's just yours. Why your towel over your shoulder and your nuts out? Your towel is to cover the nuts, man. Like, come on.
I have never seen anything like that in a women's.
I mean, I've seen women naked,
right?
But I've never, not to that extent.
No, I seen white niggas in there just casual as can be on a cell phone, just taking a call. Hey, pick up the kid. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, come on, my nigga.
I think it's different for men.
Yeah.
It has
walking
to be.
past motherfucker, they're like, my nuts is way more wrinkled this year. Like what?
That's a different. Yeah, so all the etiquette people out there, you got a new etiquette.
It's a gym joint. Be respectful.
Tuck your dick somewhere. Put your meat somewhere. We gonna get into something that Porter had brought to me. You know what I mean? A topic. You wanna bring this up? We gonna shoot right to the question.
I mean, listen,
because we got white women in the building.
Right.
We got black women in the building. We got Latino women in the building.
Yeah.
It's one of these. It's a great joint.
All right. I just seen situations where I've seen, and we're gonna talk about interracial dating. Period. You can speak on it, but I've seen certain scenarios that sparked this was when I seen certain females of color see a man of color date a woman outside of color, right? And it say he like sold out. You doing bullshit. Even men. It ain't just women. This ain't just a women thing, because men say it too. Men say that men who don't date black women and black men who don't date black women and marry a black woman, have a child by black women, is a sellout, right? So, but on the flip side to that, right? On the flip side to that, if a black woman, a lot of times, a woman of color, even Latina, go dates a nice, healthy, wealthy, rich white man, she glowed up. She came up. She doing big things.
They give her the Eve salute.
Right,
Eve
she's
joint.
doing big major things. We want to know why is it a difference to some people? Even if you don't feel like that, you can kind of like, I guess,
Even
try
if
to
you know
elaborate.
people that you might know that feel
Give
that
your
way.
opinion.
Yeah. For me, I don't necessarily care. Preference is preference. Everybody likes what they like. So you are allowed to be attracted to whoever and whatever you're attracted to. I think the problem comes in only in the situations where, let's say, for instance, a black man that dates white women, where he feels like he then has to belittle black women or tell black women what they're not. I think that's when the problem comes in. If you were to just date in peace and shut up, we would never have a problem with it. At least I don't think. But it's when you having a preference for something means that you have to degrade something else. That's the problem for us. At least I know that. But just dating, do
That's
you.
a great point.
I think a lot of times with people, I think her point is beautiful. It's right to the point. But I think a lot of times it's just people just have that ignorance where they feel like it's this big, deeper thing that they want to go into.
Right.
This is a design to do this and do this, when really it really just comes down to people are attracted to people, and it might not even be preference. This person you might see might have dated 10 black women, and then he ended up with a white woman or Puerto Rican woman, or the black woman dated black men her whole life, gave a white dude a shot.
And it worked.
He was a solid dude,
Right.
and rocked with him. That could have also went awry. Now, when that relationship goes awry, people would naturally want to be like, see, you trying them white dude. Well, you can't say that, because when she was dating the black niggas, shit ain't work out. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
She done dated all kind of races, because it's good people and bad people of all kinds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's definitely one of those discussions that when I do see stuff on certain things, like it could be, I hope I'm not saying the wrong Jones, but any of those like almost like media takeout type forums,
They go
when
in.
you look in there, it's always the craziest comments about somebody being what was the movie that came out where the sunken place and all of
Get
that.
out.
Like,
Get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Like everything becomes that as soon as they see like a black dude and he's dating a white woman or something like that. It's
I
like,
think a lot of it has to do with being scorned, though. The women have been scorned by men of color or left for a white woman. Now it's like, you're a sellout.
And to be honest, it'd be racism, just pure racism in the mix of that with people all eyes on that shit. Because I'll be in the gym and I see, like the other day, I was in the gym again. I've been in the gym. Yeah, I've been in the gym. Right,
the guns plug. Go ahead.
Shout out to the Arsenal. But I was in the gym the other day and I seen a black young boy in shape, and he had a white girl with him, and they looked like they was a couple. They was training together, working out. And I ain't gonna hold you for a minute, because I'm the type that just get my mind running a little crazy sometimes. I just think about everything. And I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, there's probably people really in here looking at them like, really? You know what I mean? Like just people who didn't agree with it. And it wasn't just probably white people. It was probably black people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's probably Latino people who could, just be feeling like, everybody should stick to their own. And, you just never know. Yeah. But I like what you said, CG, because it goes back to one of my other mottos that's, like, promote what you love and not what you don't like.
Correct.
Know what I mean? Promote what you love instead of bashing what you don't like.
That's real.
Right? And that's one of my mottos, because I could go on forever telling you about what I don't like, but is that really healthy?
Right.
Right.
So if you in a relationship with a person from the exact part of fucking Africa that your people come from, you check your ancestry, they from this part of Nigeria, you from that part of Nigeria, and y'all together, promote that. Don't be worried about this dude who's black and he's got an Asian wife or any of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
So as someone who's been in biracial relationships, my very kind of like first relationship was, and I was dating a black guy, and I had no idea there was like some sort of weird thing about it, but his mom right away hated me and really just because of the color of my skin, because she wanted her son to be with a black woman and thought he was being a traitor. I mean, she got over it, but at the same time, I was starting to realize that, like, my family was asking me questions like, oh, I heard you're dating someone. Like, oh, I heard that he's a black guy. And I'm like, what? And then, like, even, like, my parents, like, subtly, they're like, oh, now when Chris comes over, we don't even, like, notice the color of his skin. He's just, like, so nice and cool. Like, I'm like, what? Like, you guys realize that's, like...
Even saying that.
Even saying that, like, even though you're trying to be like, oh, I accept him, he's cool, like, he's a really nice guy, you guys still... It was ingrained from further, you know, generations.
Yeah.
But I've been in multiple, and you always get looked at weird.
Shout out to our homie, man, for just her raw honesty and just being her raw self. And that traitor shit, that traitor line was crazy. Once they called me, I would have heard traitor. I would have got nervous. Like they said, I'm a what?
Oh, I was so scared of her.
I've looked at a couple before.
His sister hated me too.
Especially when he's like really handsome. I'll be like, damn, really? Like, really? I don't know. It's just like, it's like more like a judging thing, I think. Like,
hold on, so it's hating?
Like, I don't really... Yeah, it's a little hating.
Even though you're half white?
Yeah. Like you took it? Cause like that's my type, you know? So like when it's my type, I'm just like, damn, another one like bites the dust.
But the thing is, that's also a mindset of thinking like, that person must just like that. Yeah. But that's not the case.
That could be that's who they're with right now.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
Correct. So you're looking at it like that person's just lost in that you know, it's like, no, you might have not have been able to, you wasn't going to get him whether he was with the black woman that he found and he was like, no, this is me. You don't got a shot in the world. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely like a topic that I know some people are super passionate about. And I see some black men that are super like, passionate about it, or they'll make it almost like their thing on the internet. But I'm gonna tell you, there's a large percentage of those men are just gaming you. They want those black buns, and by them standing up and saying, no, I'm telling you, by them being the ones like these men out here don't know the black queen, and he's the one he's killing buns, brown buns from here to, you know what I'm saying?
Did you see?
Going crazy.
Did you see the joke I put up in my story where Richard Pryor was doing the old comedy skit and he said he was talking about how his mom told him to stay away from them niggas who used to be like, the black queens is, and all that. He used to be like, his mom used to tell him like, them niggas all crazy.
Yo, because
the morning queens and all that.
Because what they're doing is they're finding an avenue a lot of times to collect them all. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll ask them, well, why you don't got a wife, bro? Why you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might be the king of fucking a whole bunch of women, you know, that look like our moms. But why you ain't giving them the palace that they supposed to be in? You know what I'm saying? As the queens that they are and all that. You just using that game. It's just like any of them dudes that I told you before. If they're on IG every day and all they do is bash men, if a man bash men nonstop, he just trying to fuck women.
But he's trying. But he had like a code name for himself. Like, no, I'm the Palestinian polygamous prince.
No, they be giving you advice.
I'm the one that just I break all this down for y'all. Motherfuckers be scamming.
Nah, they definitely scamming buns, man. That's
Finesse City.
Yeah. That's really what it is.
Right.
If you really think about it, they're scamming buns, and it also depends too how prevalent this is of where you live at too, because. Like I said before, when I moved down south 20 years ago, where I lived, there was like no there was no Puerto Ricans. So they had like Mexican people there, but the divide was like they were in their own world, black people were in their own world, white people were in their own world. So if you were down there and you was like a mixed couple or something, all people looked at you crazy, especially older black ladies.
Right.
Like, yo, you walk in a mall or something and my girl was Arab, you know what I'm saying? You walk in a mall, black ladies is looking at you like,
generational, there's that issue where it's like they're not gonna like kind of waver off of that. Even with the family, like, you know, your mom's like, if you can't use your comb, don't bring her home. Like that was the motto in the household.
And guess what all them different racial families was doing in the house, back home on the low behind the scenes.
Having interracial
the same shit everybody else did.
Right.
Argue, fight, fuck you, suck my dick, go stay in the other room. Bitch, I ain't paying it. Like,
Right.
it's the same shit.
That is true. I have this conversation
The
with my
same
friend,
shit.
my friend Shabazz. Shout out to Shabazz the OG. We have this conversation all the time because the idea that if you get with someone from a different race, that your experience is going to be different. No,
Right.
we're all crazy according to y'all. So we're all crazy. So I think
two different cultures.
two different cultures, but there's a lot of confusion that's going to be there. But also women in general, we're just wired the same. So when you have this idea that, okay, I'm dating something outside of what where I come from, now I have to promote that this is better than that. I think that's where they go down that road. You disrespecting this doesn't have to equate to you liking that. Right. So
I think for a lot of black dudes too, because I know what's them dudes that got that podcast that be like, it's like a whole bunch of chicks.
I already know
being
who you're
around,
talking about. I
you
don't
know?
like, yeah.
You know
The
what
one
I'm
that
talking
went
about?
viral.
In, like,
with
Miami or
they went
something?
viral
Yeah,
with
'cause they
that one
always got something to
situation.
say.
They got like mad girls around the joint or whatever like that. Damn, man.
Is that the one that went viral where they were supposed to be like disrespecting the black girls? It felt like the bull was like, he was like Arab looking.
Fresh Fit or Fresh Fit podcast or whatever. Like, you know, those dudes that say the certain things. I think a lot of times too is, though, what I noticed growing up, at least in this area, the women of different cultures had different ways of like shutting you down, right? So when you hollered at a girl and you was young, you might have hollered at the white chick and got a certain kind of response. You hired at the Puerto Rican girls and they gave you a type of response. You hollered at the black women, they gave you a response. So if the black girl response was like, ew, get out my face, nigga. Like, this nigga tried to holler at me, blow your spot up. It starts to create a divide with those dudes, the dudes that weren't desirable by those people, regardless of what it was, whether it's the nigga don't talk like the niggas in the hood. Like, he don't have that certain swag that they like. And so they would be met with an attitude or like, damn, I tried to holler. And this turned into a full embarrassment instead of just a no, where the culture of the woman, when he hollered at the Hispanic girl, she might have let him down easy. Oh no, I'm sorry, I got a boyfriend. This is what it is. So now he has he develops a different attraction over the years. That, because those dudes on there that saying those type of stuff, it sounds more like hurt feelings.
Yeah,
a lot of It sound like it's something deeper in their situation, especially coming from the one bull who was like, black is all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Robbery mask, you know what I'm saying? So,
And I think it goes in any, culture, like even in the Latin community. When I moved to Los Angeles, I had a cousin out there who was Mexican and Puerto Rican. And of course, I come from the East Coast. I've dated black men. That's kind of like all I kind of dated at that period. So I dabbled in Spanish men, but like at that time it was mainly black guys I would date.
She like the female version of me.
Porter just sent a signal out.
But nah, when I was living out there, I remember I went on this date with this guy. He was from Texas. He was actually a music producer, and I remember my cousin came out the crib, and he, being Mexican and living in LA, you know what that comes with. You know what he's a part of. I don't even gotta say any of that. So he's outside mind you, he just came home from jail, right? He probably just came home from jail probably like 3 months ago. So I'm waiting for my date to pull up, and he's outside smoking a cigarette, no shirt on. So wherever set he repping is there. So you see, but this guy's not from Los Angeles. He's from Houston. He don't know what the fuck this nigga is. So the guy pulls up. I remember it was like a yellow Corvette. He pulls up, and my cousin's out there. He's like, yeah, somebody out here for you. And I'm like, what is he talking about? So I go out there, and I was like, oh, he's here, whatever. So I leave with him. My cousin looked crazy. Like, he gave this guy the craziest look. And I'm like, damn, like, what is the issue? I guess he never seen me go on a date. This was his first time. So I remember after that, I came back, and he was like, yo, like, to keep it 100 with you, be careful when you out here dating people outside your race. He was like, because the Mexicans out here, it's frowned upon when you date black men. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, like it look a little crazy when you out here. Like, that's not really well accepted.
And they would assume, obviously, that you're Mexican because I see people that are Hispanic always at war. Dominicans versus Puerto Rican versus Mexicans and all of that. Until a nigga boxing, Canelo is Puerto Rican to y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he not Puerto Rican. But I love them all.
Everybody,
But I'm just
I
saying.
love them all.
Yeah, but no, but it's
We
crazy.
fuck with Trinidad. We fuck with Trinidad. You know what I mean? Kodo, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
He's stupid, but not it.
Garcia, shout to Danny over the bridge. Danny
so
Garcia.
He's just
man.
naming all the boxes right now.
I'm just saying.
But now, yeah, it's crazy how like the culture is different from. Any part of the coast in the country where you live, like you can live down south, Midwest, West Coast, East Coast. It's different anywhere you go. So I just feel like it's not just like, a race thing amongst like, us in regards of humans. I think it even comes to like, certain countries you live in. Certain countries is accepted, then here is not accepted. So I just think it all depends, geographically to some degree as well. Because you said you went down south and they was looking at you crazy.
Nah, it was completely crazy down there. And like I said, they're not from a place like Camden where it's majority Hispanic.
Yeah, right.
So it's like,
pot.
so in their mind, it's like you just reached out, you went to go do that.
Yep.
You didn't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Intentionally.
And on top of that, so since there was no Arabs, she's just thrown in anything else. Like they would call her the Chinese bitch, it was crazy. It was crazy because you realize that everywhere wasn't the same melting pot that we grew up in. Let me ask you this out there. This is a question that has nothing to do with this particular thing. Did the Mexicans out there say nigga?
No.
They didn't?
Nah. I never heard Mexicans say nigga. No, I don't think that's even a thing.
No, because
and they might, y'all might school me. I'm not sure, but when I lived out there and I hung out with some Mexicans, I've never heard them say like this nigga. Like they reference, people outside of that. They have their own type of slang. Like that type of stuff.
To be honest, it depends where you grew up out this way. And don't get me wrong, it probably out this way in cities like I know my city in Camden. I feel like every part kind of like got a mixture, somewhat, but it's majority of another race. Like like Polak might be. It's not a lot of Latinos in Polak,
right?
Where I'm from, so I feel like
a lot of blacks.
Now, mind you, just for reference,
it's a lot of blacks.
Understand that this is a very, very, very small area. We are from a super small city. Just to if you look at it, what's the city? 9 miles big,
right?
So it's 9 miles big. Now we're talking about the compartments.
I know
the neighborhoods within the city.
I know for me, just to throw it out there real quick, like y'all might hear me say nigga a lot. And even in my previous rants, you'll hear me say nigga a lot. And I try to kind of be mindful of it because I understand just the other shit that's going on around the world.
And other parts of the country.
And around the word, right? Around the word, period. But you got to understand that I was raised around all blacks. All my friends is black. My baby mom's been black. My kids is half black. So, and I was raised around always being addressed as a little nigga. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga you tripping, nigga you're wrong. I'll fuck you up, nigga. And just in every which way, in a negative form and in a positive form. I could be a good nigga, I could be a sucker nigga, right? So I just want people to know that even with some of my best friends, I done talk to some of my best friends who are female, like they don't like the word. And I be like, yo, and I work with her. So I be like, I'm gonna take a look at that. But it's just not that
but
easy.
They don't like the word.
Embedded.
But they don't like the word in general. It has nothing to do with Porter just being Puerto Rican.
Right,
because remember, if you from East Coast culture, because
they don't like black people using the word.
That's what I'm saying. Because you got to understand, in East Coast culture, we talking about. I can speak for Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York. I don't really know what go on once you really go down DC and all that. To keep it real, I don't. But here, that's why you gonna hear Big Pun and Fat Joe and all of them, and they always had that. And for us, that don't raise an eyebrow. That's a part of this community for us from day one, since the inception of hip hop. The first niggas was break dancing, spray painting, them niggas, all of them. They wasn't black. They was Puerto Rican, black, everything. They was everything. You feel what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to Big Pun, but he had one of the platinum album, one of the first platinum albums, and to really take off from a Latino. And one of the greatest records on there was called That Nigga Shit.
Smoking weed with my mom's. That nigga shit.
That's that word.
Because he is of the culture as much as anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So people do got to be mindful of where you are. Everybody's cultures are different in America. America is a crazy melting pot. You know what I'm saying? And as far as people dating people, mind your business.
Right.
If you happy, if you happy with what you got,
right,
man, just make the best of that, promote that the most you can. Can we bring the wheel out? Bring the wheel out.
Wheel
bring the wheel
time!
out. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit though, Dev. Listen, Dev, how can we ever stop anybody from being racial by being racial? I'm just asking.
Real shit.
Nah,
it ain't gonna work
I'm
like
just
that.
asking.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just asking. Like, you can't drive hate out. Like, I mean, you can't drive love out with hate.
That's a fact.
No,
know
you
what I mean?
can drive love out.
Well,
with it.
right, you can.
You know what
but
I'm saying?
what we want to do is drive hate out with the love. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Y'all know what I'm saying.
exactly. So everybody out there, be mindful. Make sure
See what's
that
happening
y'all
here.
hit
Look.
the thanks button. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now before the music is playing and we getting all into what we getting into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the thanks button. That's the way that now y'all can actually contribute to our podcast, to our independent channel and all of that stuff. So make sure you hit the little button with the heart and the what is it, the dollar sign and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
When y'all do that, y'all know what it is. Listen, we gonna turn up. I got the money ready for the. You know what I mean,
so
let's go.
Who gonna spin the wheel? Who's spinning the wheel? Who's spinning the wheel? Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, with a drop down low spin. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all women don't do that. Fuck out of here. Hey. Come on, man. Listen, where they do it bigger at? Where they do it better at? Where they do it bigger? Where they do it better? Yeah, we got the professional dancers in the building. Hey, come on, man. Hey. What? I'm in Atlanta somewhere.
Y'all been asking for Wally for a minute. We gonna have that mashup episode where everybody's all over the place, and Wally is gonna be a nasty girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I'm in Atlanta tonight, baby. Let's go. Hey.
Big shout out to CG Car, man. We out of here, y'all. Peace.